All right, guys, so we got to get into the nitty gritty of politics. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I really got to break this down for you guys, because I used to talk about the GOP civil war quite a bit after Trump was facing impeachment. It was quite clear that the establishment Republicans were done with Trump and that they weren't just going to let him run again in 2024 unopposed, and that they would try their best to undermine him. Okay. And you're starting to see some of that GOP civil war creeping up. It's on the horizon. It's something that a lot of people are going to have to get comfortable with, because it's going to happen, right? The Democrats have their own internal civil war between the progressives and the establishment. I've covered that thoroughly, but it's been a long time since I've talked about the infighting going on in the GOP, which is basically the establishment working behind the scenes to get rid of Trump. That is what they're doing. So with that being said, before I get into this, I just want to say, I love Trump. I love DeSantis. I wouldn't mind if either one of them were president in 2024. However, this is a conversation that has to be had because it's coming, okay? This is something a lot of people are uncomfortable with. They're uncomfortable with the scenario of Trump and DeSantis going at each other. But guys, this is politics, right? This is how politics works. Politics is dominated by people with egos and narcissists, right? And this is what you get when you have a whole bunch of people in politics that have egos and narcissism. You got to deal with this, right? This is the reality of what is going to happen with the GOP if Ron DeSantis decides to run in the primary. So people got to get comfortable with this stuff. It is what it is. Trump last night made a lot of headlines and pissed a lot of people off, and also, I guess, made a lot of people that are hardcore supporters of him kind of excited, as he took a shot at Ron DeSantis, okay, doing a rally in which he was talking about the polling numbers for, I guess, the GOP primary, presidential primary. He was basically bragging about his numbers, as he always does, how he was in the lead. And then when he referred to Ron DeSantis, he called Ron DeSantis Ron DeSanctimonious. And this set a lot of conservatives on fire on Twitter. So let's actually watch this. And then I'm going to read you guys some of the reactions from some conservative commentators, so you guys can get the gist of kind of what people are talking about with this.
71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%, Mike Pence at 7. Oh, Mike's doing better than I thought. Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not necessarily sure if that's a joke. I'm not sure exactly what Trump is alluding to by calling Ron DeSantis Ron DeSanctimonious. Right, I guess, is he trying to say that Ron DeSantis can do no wrong? He's seen as some type of, saint or, angel or something like that. Like, I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to say. But I'm going to give you guys more context and background in regards to what allegedly is going on between Trump and Ron DeSantis that the mainstream liberal media is saying. But, up until this point, it's been convenient to ignore. Now we can't really ignore it because Trump is kind of putting it out there in the open. So let's read some of the reactions here. As Matt Walsh says, DeSantis is an extremely effective conservative governor who has had real policy wins and real cultural wins. Trump isn't going to be able to take this one down with a dumb nickname. He better have more than that up his sleeve. Matt Walsh also says, also nice job launching your public attack against the most popular conservative governor in America 3 days before midterms, when we're supposed to all be showing a united front. Yeah, so obviously Matt Walsh didn't like this. Joe Concha, he says, Trump's attacks on DeSantis are going to have a boomerang effect. Almost all Trump supporters are big fans of the Florida governor and agree with his policies and approach in running Florida. This comes just 3 days before an election and reflects poorly on the former president. Red Eagle Politics says, Ron DeSanctimonious, LMAO. Another reason why Trump will eviscerate DeSantis or people much weaker than DeSantis if a primary took place. Trump is a branding genius and will easily mug, I guess he's trying to say mug, his way to victory in any GOP primary. This serves as the warning shot to the simps. Okay, So what is my take on this? Well, first of all, my take is this, is that I don't necessarily like the fact that Trump said that just a few days before the Florida election, right, for governor. But I don't think it's going to matter, right? I don't think that anybody is listening to Trump say that and say, oh, well, I'm going to change my vote. I'm not going to go out and vote for Ron DeSantis. It just doesn't look good, okay? But what you see there is exactly what you're going to get from Trump in the GOP primary. Trump knows that the establishment is coming after him. He knows that the main person that is a part of the establishment, or that the establishment wants to take him down, is Ron DeSantis, okay? And I think people have to get comfortable with that, because that is what is happening behind the scenes, and obviously Trump is not comfortable with it. In fact, I want you guys to listen to Paul Ryan, who is the quintessential establishment politician. He used to be the Speaker of the House during Trump's first 2 years in office. I want you guys to listen to Paul Ryan talk about Trump, and this is exactly how I guarantee you most politicians, Republican politicians in Congress, feel, but they actually really won't say it out loud. Paul Ryan's saying it because he's basically out of politics. So let's go ahead and play the clip.
I think Trump's unelectability will be palpable by then. We all know that he will lose, or let me put it this way. We all know that he's so much more likely to lose the White House than anybody else running for president on our side of the aisle. So why would we want to go with that? So the only reason he stays where he is because everybody's afraid of him. They're afraid of him, going after them, hurting their own ambition. But as soon as you get sort of the herd mentality going, it's unstoppable. So I think the fact that he polls so much poorer than anybody else running for president as a Republican against a Democrat is enough right there. He's going to know this. And so whether he runs or not, I don't really know if it matters. He's not going to be the nominee, I don't think. That's my view.
Is Donald Trump electable in 2024, bearing in mind that you have a history with Mr. Trump?
Yeah, bear in mind, I do have a history. Everybody knows our feelings toward each other, I guess I'd say. My point is, we're going to want to win so badly. We're going to want to beat Biden and the Democrats in 2024 that we won't nominate Trump because we want to win. The new swing voter in American politics is the suburban voter. And it's really clear the suburban voter doesn't like Trump, but they like Republicans. So I think anybody not named Trump, I think, is so much more likely to win the White House for us. And it's sort of like what the Democrats did. They went from Dean to John Kerry in 2004. They went from Bernie to Hillary in 2016. They went from Bernie and Elizabeth Warren to Joe Biden to win in 2020. I think the same thing's going to be for us. We're going to want to win the White House so badly and beat the Democrats. And we know we're so much more likely to lose with Trump because of the fact that he's not popular with suburban voters, that we're going to want to win. And that's why I think we got a great stable of candidates, any of whom are really capable of not just getting the nomination, but winning the general election.
Yeah, so what Paul Ryan said is the thinking of the establishment Republican Party. That is what probably a vast majority of the establishment Republicans in Congress think, okay? That is what they think. Now, here's the thing. Behind closed doors, allegedly, there's been some rifts between Ron DeSantis and Trump, okay? Trump's not really feeling DeSantis too much because, DeSantis is loved in Florida. He sees Ron DeSantis as a threat. Ron DeSantis isn't really feeling Trump too much because he sees Trump as basically the old guard, right? His time is done. He doesn't think that Trump is necessarily saying the smartest things or doing the smartest things. And I think that ultimately is going to come to a head if/when Ron DeSantis runs in 2024, which if you guys heard Megyn Kelly's take on this situation, right, the possibility of Ron DeSantis running in 2024, I think she actually gave the best breakdown. She said exactly what I think about that scenario, which is that Ron DeSantis probably should not run, okay, in the GOP primary against Trump because he is essentially risking his political career by going against Trump and also risking the future of the Republican Party as well. And I'm going to tell you guys why. The reason why is because I don't think that Ron DeSantis can actually beat Trump. And the reason why I don't think Ron DeSantis can beat Trump is because Ron DeSantis' career was made by Trump. Ron DeSantis smartly has adopted all the good things about Trump and has avoided, taking on the bad things about Trump. right? I mean, Ron DeSantis has copied Trump to the point of where he's got Trump's body language and aura down, okay? Like Ron DeSantis has, I mean, essentially made himself Trump light without all the baggage that comes along with Trump. And Trump knows that, right? Trump knows that. And I think that that pisses Trump off, that somebody who essentially is stealing his swag, right? He's stealing his swag, is getting, you know, just as much love as he is, right? Everybody's praised Ron DeSantis for his anti-lockdown policies, his anti-mandate policies, like him leading the way when it comes to not indoctrinating children in school. Ron DeSantis has been a leader in the culture wars, okay? He's done that. He's been at the forefront of the culture wars, and I think that it was a mistake for Trump to ignore the culture war in favor of basically, you know, being more interested in the fact that the GOP establishment is going after him and they're trying to undermine him, right? He's more focused on his own personal vendettas than he is staying on top of the culture war and advocating for policies that conservatives like and they want to see, particularly at the state level, okay? He let Ron DeSantis kind of come in and take some of that flame away from him by not being as involved as he should be, okay? That's just my opinion on that. But with that being said, I think that doing a primary, a hypothetical primary between Trump and Ron DeSantis, I don't think Ron DeSantis is going to be able to win because Trump is going to expose him. Trump is going to expose Ron DeSantis as an establishment politician who simply just stole his flow, right? Trump's line of attack is that Ron DeSantis is a fake establishment politician pretending to be like him and that Ron DeSantis is not better than the original, okay? Why vote for Ron DeSantis when you can get the original, okay? Why would you vote for a guy who is attached to the establishment when you can vote for a guy who is the original, who started the wave in the first place? That is going to be the line of attack from Trump. And I'm not necessarily sure if Ron DeSantis is going to have a good comeback or defense of that, considering how, I mean, it is very obvious that Ron DeSantis was not like that before Trump, right? I mean, Ron DeSantis, I mean, I love Ron DeSantis. I think he's a super savvy politician. I love the things he's done, but he obviously has like kind of stolen Trump's flow, okay? And I think that that is something that is going to come to the forefront during the primaries. I'm not necessarily sure if he can overcome that. I think a lot of people like what Trump did during his presidency. They feel that Trump got screwed over, okay, in multiple ways. And they think that, you know, he's entitled to another shot. He deserves another shot. So with that being said, this is the primary reason why I think that Ron DeSantis should just kind of wait, okay? It doesn't really hurt him from a political strategy perspective just to chill out and wait. Because if he does take on Trump, he risks losing to Trump and then losing some of his own kind of political gain that he's made, right? Because again, a lot of the political gain that he's made is with Trump supporters. Ron DeSantis has been able to walk the fine line of appealing to Trump supporters while at the same time, you know, still being okay with the establishment, moderate Republicans still being okay with them, and also bringing in some independents and some Democrats. I think clearly Ron DeSantis is more electable than Trump in 2024. However, if Ron DeSantis was to actually beat Trump in the primary, does anybody believe that Trump would just bow out, right? Do you guys believe that Trump would just sell off into the wind and just get behind Ron DeSantis and say, oh yeah, that was totally fair and square? I don't think so, right? And anybody say anything different clearly does not understand the man Donald Trump, okay? I don't think he's going to be cool with Ron DeSantis beating him in the primary. I don't think he's going to be able to take it. So with that being said, I think that Ron DeSantis, even if he won a GOP primary, he would take so much damage from Trump that it would be a much more difficult for him to win in the general against Biden than it otherwise should be, because there may be a bunch of Trump supporters who believe that, hey, the primary was rigged and I'm not going to vote for Ron DeSantis because of that. I'm just saying that is a scenario that could happen. So I think from a political strategy standpoint, from the future of the GOP, I think it's just best for Ron DeSantis to sit it out. Just don't run during the primary. Let the establishment run Tim Scott, right? Rick Scott, Tom Cotton. There's a whole bunch of guys, you know, Mike Pompeo, Mike Pence. Let those guys run, okay? Let those guys get destroyed by Trump. Ron DeSantis, if I'm him, I'm sitting out. I'm going to enjoy being, you know, governor of Florida for the next 4 years. And if Trump wins in 2024 against Biden, then, hey, I'm up in 2028, right? Or if Trump loses in 2024 against Biden, then Trump's just kind of done at that point, right? And the reason why is because Trump's going to be too old, okay? He's going to be in his 80s, and I don't think people are going to want to get behind him again if he loses in 2024 to Joe Biden. I think that people are just kind of going to say, you know what? It's kind of done. We need new, fresh blood. And that clearly, as of right now, is Ron DeSantis. However, we're talking about 2028 here. 2028 is 6 years down the road. There's a whole lot of things that can change in 6 years. Right now, Ron DeSantis, he's the hottest he's ever been, right? And he's probably thinking, a lot of people are thinking that he should strike while the iron is hot. Because again, you don't know in 6 years where Ron DeSantis is going to be. You don't know the condition that the country is going to be in. Because to be honest with you guys, what determines whether or not, an incumbent is going to win a presidency is the economy. We don't know how the economy is going to be doing, in 2026, 2027, 2028, when it comes time for a next presidential election, regardless of whether or not it's Trump or Biden in the White House, we don't know. We have no clue. If Trump gets into office, and I don't think this will happen, but if the economy is bad in 2028, then that's not a good time for Ron DeSantis to run, okay? Because the economy's bad. So again, he's taking some risk by choosing not to run. However, because he's so young, he still has time. However, in politics, again, 6 years is a long, 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 long time. It's a really long time. So with all that being said, I actually think that from the standpoint of Ron DeSantis' political future and the future of the GOP as well, too, it's just better for Ron DeSantis not to run in the primary, right? It's just better for him to just kind of get behind Trump, maybe even go for the vice presidency, maybe, okay? And just kind of wait, right? I think that he's savvy enough that he can maintain some of his momentum, right? Even if he's just the governor of Florida for the next, 4 years or whatever. He's done such a great job. I think he won't have a problem maintaining momentum. Okay, we don't know what the environment will be like in 2028, but again, he's so young that he will have his shot. He will have his chance. I don't think that he should ruin his political career or damage himself trying to take on Trump, somebody that I just simply don't think he's going to be able to beat, considering how he basically made his career still in Trump's flow, still in his swag. Again, I love Ron DeSantis. I love Trump as well, too, but this is politics, and politics sometimes brings on uncomfortable situations that we just got to talk about. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.